With the DJI Pocket 2. And the same applies to a gimbal and a smartphone. You can attach a wide-angle lens, film with a standard wide, and use telephoto lenses. You can use filters. But if you're going to be the DJI Pocket 2, and the same applies to a gimbal and a smartphone. You can attach a wide-angle lens, film with a standard wide, and use telephoto lenses. You can use filters. But if you're gonna
Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative, and today we're looking at the DJI Pocket 3 and Pocket 2. Now, I just have to say, there is a reason to use the Pocket 2. There's a reason to use the Pocket 3. They're still being sold, so you can pick up one or the other. And I'm just gonna go over a few things that I like and things that I found interesting. But this is the very first thing. There is a size difference between these two cameras. And you can definitely see, oh, did I scratch lens? No, that's just fuzz. But you can see that these are different sized cameras. So this is, like, you can see the base of this camera with this. First, it is a taller device. It is a thicker device. It is a bigger device, and it does feel a little bit heavier in the hand. And it goes from being like a very small pocketable item where it honestly feels like a stick of gum to a more significant camera. But I mean, it's going to be a difference because this has the one-inch sensor. I'm not sure how big the sensor is on this one, but it is smaller. But you saw in the two videos that I shot there, the first being the 2 and the second being the 3, it's not that big of a difference. The only big difference between that is that when I was recording the TV screen, you could see how blown out that image was, and it wasn't doing a great job at kind of HDRing it, whereas this one just has the DJI Pocket 3, it has always HDR, so it was properly showing the TV screen as well as the dark wall behind it and the Christmas lights and everything out there. So definitely, if you need something just to be all the time, this is the camera, you know, to kind of get exposure on everything. And even, I'm looking right now, I'm looking at the screen, I can see my studio lights over here, I can see everything, and it's not really blowing everything out. If I put it close to one of the lights, it kind of light balances for the light, but wow, I can still see the stuff behind it. It's not like completely dark. This camera is pretty impressive. Another thing you might notice is that gigantic screen compared to the little screen that we have in the previous model. And you can just see the difference. This is tiny compared to this one. But again, in terms of the body size, I like the body size of the 2. It's just literally a tiny stick of gum. It is so minimal. It is so, like, just awesome to put in its little case. And actually, this does lead me to want to talk about the case. So you have your case here. The camera, sorry, the lens is always going to be at the deepest part of the case here when you put that on the inside. You can see we have one side of the device, we have this part of the gimbal, but there is no way for this to, unless you like pull it out, to kind of affect the lens or the head of that gimbal. It's not the case on this camera, and that's something that disappoints me a little bit. First, this to do portrait and to shut off the camera, and you can see it kind of tucks the lens away, which is good, but because they are choosing to, and I really think they could have had the exact same case as we had before, but they're electing to protect the screen like this. So screen goes all the way in, unlike the screen being on the side here. And well, you can't even see the screen on here. But what I have found is that when this is in my pocket, it is really easy for this to come unlodged, even a tiny fraction of a bit, and then this lens comes straight out. Now, there's a few, I really think, poor decisions on this. First, I would not have this camera be like this. I would still, even with that flip out screen, maybe they have an issue, maybe they have a reason for it, but I would still have it be at the deepest part of this case. So there's no way that this kind of flips open and out, because again, multiple times, while it's you know, when it's like this on here, this lens is not moving, but move this an inch and look, bam, it is immediately rotating out there. Poor decision. Yeah, I don't understand why you can't just like put this deep in there like this. I don't see the reason. Like, I literally don't see the reason. Kind of just like have this protected at all times. Also, if you have the Creator combo with this one, which I do not have. This is the base unit here. This is the base unit here. This one has a little tripod, mini tripod mount on the side, which I really like because that's where you put your extra little tripod that you can move and put on here. This one doesn't have it, but this doesn't have that option at all, and they elect to go with a bigger tripod. Again, maybe because of the weight being bigger, but I loved that mini little tripod. It fit perfectly on here when I had the Creator combo version. Just not something that they have anymore. But I do want to say this is the base unit, not the Creator combo, so it doesn't have the extra wide-angle lens, it doesn't have the battery handle, it doesn't have the microphone on here. But what it does have is, I believe, the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to have a wireless connection to your phone. And that just works out because you don't need any kind of dongle. This one either requires the extra do-it-all handle, which would increase the size of the device, or it requires a piece that I don't even know where it is, but this little joystick here slides out and you can put an old iPhone port or a USB-C port, and you could just have that here. But for now, for me, all I can do is take out the SD card, the micro SD card, put an adapter and put it in my phone. That's just what I have, and you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. It's just a step because now everything is wireless. This just isn't. I tried opening the Mimo app and I was wondering why it didn't turn on. But yeah, it's a little bit of an issue, but that's all right with me. Which camera would I choose? Right now, this one's going for, is it like $600? I think it's getting pretty expensive, I have to say. I'm gonna look up B&H Photo right now just to be sure. Let's see, DJI Pocket. Okay, so just the standard camera for the Pocket 3 is $519 plus tax. The Creator combo is $669 plus tax. The DJI Pocket 2 is $349, just the camera. The Creator combo is $499 with the little tripod, with the do-it-all handle, with the microphone. It's getting expensive. Now, for me, I know that they're doing a great job at utilizing that 1-inch sensor to get like really good low light shots. But for me, I remember walking around with this and it not feeling like that was an issue. But I do want to say, and you probably know, I live in New York City. There's always ambient light around, so it's never truly like dark. Like it's rare that you go to a place that is just like pitch dark. If I didn't live in the city, this would probably not be effective in what I need it to do, and I would need something that really utilizes or really does better in low light. Is this just jiggling around? Yeah, it's just, I really don't like the placement of this because, again, look at this little portion here. It's jutting out. Like, it's always getting hit in my pocket and moving a fraction of an inch, and now that lens is out, and that's going to get scratched on keys or on whatever's in my, like, the slightest. Wow, even just like a millimeter out, and it is just there. Poor decision. Yeah, not really good. But the quality, it's there. It's a professional device, but I would still say the Pocket 2 exists and it's still perfectly usable in 2024. So it's really up to you. I remember even seeing the Pocket, what is it? The Creator Combo is even, I think it's even like used at B&H Photo. Yeah. Oh, maybe it's not even in stock anymore. Whoa, it's not in stock. You can get the original DJI Pocket gimbal for $208, which is pretty cheap. I remember, now this is, wow, I'm even talking about the original Pocket now, but I remember it being a much tighter lens, but that quality, it felt like it had some kind of grain in it. And I really, really liked that. I probably wouldn't get that anymore, and it's been such a long time since I've had it, but just between the two of these, picture quality on this is great. It just has kind of some distortion on the outside of the image compared to this not having really any distortion, although it is a wide angle lens, it's not as wide as this one. In terms of just pocketability, this one feels so extremely tiny and pocketable. This one is just kind of borderline. You have to be wearing like a bigger pair of pants. Like I have been wearing a lot of sweatpants lately because it's been winter. But if I have tighter pants on, it's gonna be kind of an issue, and it's not something I really want to deal with. So hey, there's a function use for everything. You know what your use case is going to be. If it's something for on the go where you have ambient light, this may be all that you need. If you need portrait video, literally you can just hold it like this. But if you want to be current and you have that extra money to spend, then this does everything this does, but just better. Except for that case. That case really, really annoys me. But guys, if you have any comments or questions, put it in the comment section below. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram and Threads at M8B9. You can email me at CreativeNYC2023. We'll be changing that email soon. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.